Hey, it's me, Squeaky Moore. I'm the pitch guru, and today I want to talk to you about some of the common mistakes that people make when pitching, when they're in the room pitching. The first is not stating what you're pitching, right? Many people go into a pitch and they just start talking, and the minds of the buyer or whoever you're pitching, they're working their minds around trying to figure out, what is this? Is it a comedy? Is it a genre? Is it a drama? What are you pitching? And I like to call it the statement of purpose. When you first start off, after all of the small talk is over with, what you do is you just state the reason you're there, the purpose that you're there. Hey, so what I have is a drama called blah, 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 about whatever. Let's just say that's your statement of purpose. Just state it in the beginning. This way, their minds are not all over the place trying to figure it out, and they can actually follow you as you take them on your journey. Okay? The second thing is your why. I believe everybody should give a little bit of the why, about why you've chosen to create this project, or what made you write it, or even a little bit about who you are and how you relate, or maybe your work, or why you've decided to do this body of work. Maybe something in your career gives you the authority. Maybe you've been in an FBI and now you've wrote an FBI show, so you have the background. Telling them a little bit about your why kind of just helps your pitch. And so it can't go on too long, because I've also seen people talk all about the why and not give anything about the project or the story that they're talking about. So give a little bit about your why, who you are, and why you've chosen to do this particular project. The next thing is not using your research in your pitch. So hopefully you have researched. You've researched the person, the company, the entertainment company, and I think one of the biggest mistakes is not using that research strategically within your pitch. So let's say it's a music network, right? Or it's a network that focuses on music, like a BET, and or it's a network where the demographic is teens or millennials or whatever, and that's the heaviest demographic, or women. You can direct your pitch where you're talking about the core story, but you may highlight something about the millennial or the teen. You may highlight their story arc a little bit more, because that this network is based on their demographic is based on that space, right? So not using the research, your research strategically in the pitch, like really bringing out some things that that they're particularly interested in. Number 4, telling your story step by step. So this is a huge problem. What many people do is they get out there, they get in the room and they start pitching, and they start with the exposition. And they're going to work themselves away up through 90 pages, or 110 pages. Like, you can't go step by step. You got to get to the core part of the message, right? So number 5 is really rattling on and on and on. And sometimes people rattle because they're nervous, because they really don't know what they should be talking about. So they're just rattling, trying to figure it out, figuring where they can engage you more. But it's just a lot of talking, and you're not really talking about the thing that you're supposed to be talking about. The story, the world, those things. So rattling on and on and on. And that really, the way to resolve the issue with rattling is by practicing. Practicing getting to that core part of your message. Number 6, not checking in to see if they understand, to see if they're following. You have to have that radar. You have to be able to look at them to see if, are they following me? Do they get it? Are they confused? Are they engaged? Especially if they're just sitting there writing and they're taking their notes. Are they following along? Are they capturing? And it's simple. Sometimes you can just say, are you following so far? Is everything, do you get it? Or just look at them and tell. But a great way to know if they're following is if they're engaged and if they're asking questions. So that's a great way to know that they're following. And number 7, and the last most common mistake that people make when pitching is not scaling down, like scaling down that pitch to 3 to 5 minutes, right? I don't care how much time that they've given you. You want to be able to practice your pitching all the very core elements and getting all the most important things in between 3 and 5 minutes. Then, as they become engaged, then as the room relaxes, then you start adding the next element of your pitch and the next most important thing and the next most important thing. But you want to be able to get the meat and potatoes in there in 3 to 5 minutes, and then as time allows, you can slow down the breakdown. So those are that's 7 common mistakes that I know that people make. I hope this has helped. I also want to talk about the pitch, Perfect Your Pitch workshop that I'm doing. It's a video conference. Please feel free to join me. The Perfect Your Pitch workshop will be a mini lecture, but what it really is you getting in there pitching and me helping you to trim and structure your pitch so that to perfect it, so that we know you're effectively communicating your ideas. Perfect Your Pitch workshop. The link should be at the bottom. There's limited seating, so please get in there and register now.